Good morning. Uh, I know, right? Good morning, everybody. I can't smile, boo. That smile million years ago. But yeah, I'm in my truck. But good morning. How y'all doing? Yesterday was hell for me. All kind of emotions and stuff. That you're dealing with. Good morning. But yeah, Mimi. But I let Bria got the car back yesterday. I had to blow it to the side because I don't want it to blow in my face. Because like you said, blow to the side. Kitty, hey, boo. Your eyes like they swole. Hold on, y'all. Well, I was crying yesterday, boo. Yeah, it was time for that release, Lamar. It was. Because I had been holding it back for a while, for a minute. And I haven't cried in a long time. And I just had to let it out. You know, just let it in. Let it out and stuff. So, good morning, everybody. But yeah, it's just a lot that's going on. It's like a lot of people just turned their back on me. And, I was there for everybody. And, it's just hard to accept it. But I got to accept it and move on. And keep going. And keep striving for the better. You know. Because yesterday I wasn't going to work for the rest of the week. Love you back too, Carla. But I wasn't going to work for the rest of the week. My supervisor, I let them know, and they was like, please don't say that. And they was like, they hope not. And I was like, I ain't even missed them back. And then I told them I was going to come on in and go to work or whatever like that, because I'm not going to let people stop me from making my dollar, right? And, the devil tried to come in and steal, kill, and destroy. And I just said I wasn't going to work. And they was like, you one of the best drivers, and a trip driver too. You get the job done, and, we need you. And I was just like, you know what? I'm going to go in because I don't want to leave them stranded because they already need drivers and stuff. And, that's why I just went ahead and went on back to work. But they was definitely telling me like I'm a good driver and stuff, and don't ever let parents and let people get to me and stuff like that, because, that's just what it is. You right. Y'all right. But, it's just so much like I try to be so nice to everybody and stuff like that, and with stuff with my job, and on top of that, personal stuff too, personal friendships and personal, ships and shit that you in. And people just take your kindness for weakness and stuff like that, and I'm tired of that. You know what I'm saying? I've let parents disrespect me and cuss me clean out and stuff like that. And y'all know, I don't let words hurt me and stuff like that. But then I sit and I think, I be like, wow, like people really talk. Every time I argue with somebody, they always come for my weight. They always come for my weight over and over and over again. Like, and that bothers me. Don't show it right then and there, but I hold everything in until it's time for me to release it. Because that's why I say if I ever fight somebody, I probably end up hurting them because of, the anger and shit that I just let build up. And that's just what it is. I know, Tisha. Right, Captain. Oh, I am. It's just, a lot of people always try to take your kindness for weakness and stuff. And I'm just sick of that. And then, like, on top of that, I deal with social media, too. I got to deal with thousands of opinions. You know what I'm saying? Not just one person opinion, but I got to deal with thousands. And, you come up on the internet and stuff, I try to do my part. But y'all know my situation on why I don't do and why I don't post, like, as I should and stuff like that, because of the situation with the shadow ban and all that stuff like that. They ain't paying me much for my content and stuff, so why would I work hard for $3? You see what I'm saying? I can go find $3 and ask 3 different people for $1 if I want $3. You know what I'm saying? I could do that, but it's just the principle of the whole situation and the whole thing. I know I got a long way to go. I'll be glad when May 23rd comes. So I can just relax. Exactly, Tisha. When you change and when you do stuff and when you act in some type of way, people always try to make it look like that you the bad person. No, I'm not the bad person. I only change when I see change in others. Yeah, I've been feeling like that for a long time, Ebony. For a long time. You know what I'm saying? I just sit and I let people just say what they want to say and stuff like that. And I pretend like it don't bother me, but it really do. It bothers me if you constantly saying the same thing over. But it's always about my weight, my weight. Y'all know I struggle with my weight. That's why I went and had that surgery and stuff like that. I didn't get a gaseous sleeve because I didn't want no gaseous sleeve. You know what I'm saying? I did what I wanted to do. And yeah, my first round of surgery, yeah, it made people call me a botched body, all kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? That bothers me. I get tired of that. And then people always coming for my sexuality. Always calling me a gay this, a gay that. You know what I'm saying? Don't put a label up on my name. You know what I'm saying? Don't label me as this. Don't label me as that. Because I don't label others. However, I don't label people. So you should label me. And that bothers me. You know, of course, I know I'm big, and stuff like that, so I don't need to constantly be reminded of that, because if you think that don't trigger me, it does. But then when I get, excuse me, y'all. But when if I get rude and disrespectful towards somebody, then there they go. Oh, you rude. Uh, you shouldn't say this. Be nice. And then when you be nice, they want to take your kindness for weakness. I ain't got time for that. Good morning, everybody. But yeah, it's just where I was yesterday. I was in a dark place. I said I didn't want to come back out my house. I said I was just going to lock myself in that house and not come out. That's exactly what I said. I said, I'm going to lock myself in the house. I'm not coming back out. And everybody like, why are you not coming back outside? Because I didn't want to. I was going to stay in the house for about a month or two and just eat, sit there, and I said, you know, stop posting on social media and don't go to work, don't do nothing. And whatever happens, it just happens. You know, I was just going to take a leap of faith. Yeah, my birthday in a couple more days. Well, excuse me, my birthday is next weekend. Yeah, I'm a little better this morning. You know, I'm a little better, but I had been wanting to cry for a long time. And people think it's about money, but it's really not about money. You know, it's about how I used to be. You know what I'm saying? I miss my old me, you know. I know, Lucida. But like I said, I miss the old me. I miss my entertaining. I stay entertaining, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I stay entertaining everybody. I stayed doing, you know what I'm saying? I kept myself entertaining, y'all. You know, I wasn't really hardly begging then. You know what I'm saying? I always just said I had my cash up in, but my supporters, they was just randomly sending me. I sent you something, or I just randomly see it, and I tell them thank you and this, that, and the third. But, you know, I miss that old me. You know, I miss the old me. I was confident. I didn't allow nobody to come into my life and into my world to stop what I had going, you know. But now it's like I'd have been too much nicer I loosen up out myself. What I got planned for my birthday? Nothing right as of now, boo. I ain't got nothing planned right now, boo. Yeah, that's why I cried too, Lord, brother. You got this, forget what others have to say. I know. We can't sit and worry about what everybody else got to say and stuff like that. But like I said, that's where I was yesterday. You know. And my sister then was telling me, like, you ain't got to worry about nothing, because if I tell my sister them and my mom and them, like my mama got pissed off yesterday. I wouldn't even answer the phone for her. And she wanted to know what happened, because one thing they not gonna do is they not gonna play about that. Like with people saying it, like y'all on the internet, they know what y'all gonna do. But if somebody in like them parents and stuff like that, and them kids and stuff, you know, they have been tried to whoop them damn kids' ass and all this shit like that. But I'll be trying to bring my family into my job and stuff like that. But it ain't the kids. The kids ain't say that. Well, I've had a couple kids to say that, but other than that, Excuse me, I ain't worried about that, but I'm just... Oh! Hell no! That fucking bird was just this fucking close to this window. 10-4. Yeah. That fucking bird was literally right here. You know birds carry diseases. That's why I let that window up. Now, I wouldn't mind just letting the motherfucker sit up on the window. Or sitting right there, but no, baby. That motherfucking bird was that fucking close. That motherfucking bird was just that close. 10-4. Don't let the devil win, baby. God got you. Even when you feel down, God will see you through. He did for me. Just thank him for another birthday. Yep, that's what I said too. You know, I ain't really worried about, I ain't complaining about, you know, not doing nothing for my birthday and stuff like that. I just don't have nothing planned. I had a lot of, you know, ideas and stuff like that, but that bird could be your angel. I was pissed too when I was calling. I'll be on my way to Natchez in a heartbeat. I know. Man, those trees, it's so amazing how the trees just go naked during winter. And then when it comes to the spring, it's like the trees get back full. Like, it's crazy how that happens. And you'll never see them trees growing like that. I mean, the leaves growing. They must grow overnight. Let's get our praise on. We have our ups and downs. Just keep praying through. I'm proud of you for getting up anyway. Thank you, kitty. And that's the only thing I was saying, you know, like, I can't drive no bus, you know, when I need to try to work on myself and get myself together. But, you know, I just, every morning I go there, I do my, you know, my pre-trip and all that stuff like that, make sure the bus is warm for the kids. And I go and shit, I don't put my shades on right then and there, but when it do get daylight or something like that in the little sun, I see that sun trying to peek out, I put my shades on. I don't say nothing to them kids. They ain't got to say nothing to me. And that's just what it is. Because, I mean, I'm not trying to be a mean bus driver, which I want to call it. But I don't socialize with, you know, I just don't socialize with those kids. Now, if they asking me, you know, questions and stuff, of course I have to answer. But, not all questions. But I'm just saying, you know, I do communicate with my children. But I drive. That's the only thing I do. What's my cash app? The cash app pinned below, Margarine Wash. It's pinned below. It's my sister. I use my sister. It's the first one, the $ Nee Bradley. That's the cash app. And I appreciate it. Whatever you send. Because I definitely need it, cousin. I ain't gonna lie that I ain't gonna act like I don't need it, because I do. Right, kitty. You know, that's what I'm saying. So, I just realized that, you know, it's really some mean people. Like, and then yesterday, on top of that, before all of the other stuff happened, you know, I walked into a store, and it's these men. Like, if you got so much against homophobic, or you can't be nice enough to hold that damn door. Like, the door had been shut in my face so many times, and that bothers me. It really, it pisses me off so bad, because me, I hold the door for anybody. I don't care who, you old, you ain't got a leg, a limb, or whatever. I don't care. You could be a crackhead. And if you going into the store behind me, or you walking out the store or something, I'm going to hold that door for you. I don't care what nobody say. Some people just rude and disrespectful. And it was this man, he walked in, and, you know, you're not even trying to look back, like you seeing somebody walking towards the store door, so why are you not holding the door until that person come in? Like, why not do that? Like, not saying you got to just do it, but I'm just saying it's respect. And people does that. I had the door shut in my face so many times, and I don't say nothing. I just keep my mouth shut, and I just like, wow, like, these people have no type of respect. But I'm not gonna just do that, let the door shut on people. I don't do stuff like that. If I see somebody coming behind me, I'm gonna make sure I hold that door. You know, you gotta be obedient and live for God. Some of these people are just so evil. Exactly, Yana. I respect straight men, or men, period. I respect men and I respect women. You know what I'm saying? Because if I, by my sexuality being a gay male and this, that, and the third and stuff like that, I don't use the, okay, margarine, I check it, my love. But I don't sit up here and um, I don't use the women's restroom. I don't care if the only way I use that women's restroom is if that men's restroom is occupied. Like I'm talking about if it's full of men in there and stuff like that. And sometimes that don't even matter. But if there's no women in the restroom or something like that and it's open and it's like a single bathroom, sometimes I go in there using this closed door like the door. But if it's open bathroom where so many styles that women and stuff, I don't use women's restroom. I respect them to the most, with everything. So the men you got, yeah, they very cruel, Deborah. Like it's so disrespectful for you to not hold the door for somebody. That's what I'm saying, Andrea. I be wanting to say it so bad, but somebody was asking me, the store owner, well, his son, because his son be flirting with me and stuff like that. So yeah, like I said, and his son was asking me, he was like, what's wrong? He was like, hey, how you doing? And I was like, I'm all right. Said I'm pissed off. He was like, why? What happened? And I told him, I said, these people are so rude these days. People are just so rude. Like, I don't like that. That really hurts my feeling, like, because, like, people don't even know. That's why I'm so to myself. You know what I'm saying? I don't have friends and stuff like that because these people always got to put a label up on these gay people. But what they know, gay people will really support you to the most everything. Now, all of them are not respectful. I give that. I understand. Everybody's not respectful. It's just not gay people. It's everybody. You got some women that's disrespectful, some men, some little people, all kind of things. People are rude. You know what I'm saying? For no reason, and mean for no reason. You don't have to be rude and disrespectful and mean for no reason. And truth be told, I'm one of the realest, nicest gay males that you can ever meet. Because I'm going to keep it real with you. I'm not going to sugarcoat not a goddamn thing. I'm going to keep it, thank you, Mariah. I'm going to keep it real with you. Because me, if it's, I'm going to hold that door for you. I don't care who you is. I'm going to hold that door for you. If I'm looking at somebody coming in the store, I don't care how long it take them. And sometimes some people say, you can go ahead, baby. It's going to take me a minute to get to the door. And I'm like, no, you good. Come out. You know what I'm saying? Because why would I want to let the door close? This showing like, oh, no, baby. And people have done it several times, and I don't like it. It bothers me. It bothers me so bad. It hits a nerve. And that had happened to me. Right, hold that door. But look, y'all, stay on Facebook for a minute. I'm gonna smoke the rest of this cigarette real quick. And I'm gonna come back on live because I got 2 phone calls that just came in. My job and then my cousin. I need to talk to them. They called me. So I need to take those 2 phone calls real quick. And y'all know I'm only working with 1 phone. I'm gonna get another phone too. So I can have my personal phone and my live phone. I'm gonna go get another 16. But stay on Facebook And just keep refreshing my page because I'll be right back live. She said, you definitely are, boo. I've been following you for about 2 years, and now I've never come in it, but you definitely had me laughing, though. Okay, Margarine, I'm going to call my sister, and I'm going to tell her to check the cash up so I can make sure I got it. So come back on my live late. I'll be back on live. Y'all just stay right here. Just give me like 5 minutes. Or probably lesser than that. I'm going to come right back. So y'all just be checking my page because they don't be sending out notifications. But I will be right back live. Let me make these phone calls back so we can finish our conversation.